what we've got here is a partial fraction question, and it will include expansion, binomial expansion as well. Here we go. Express this in partial fractions. We're going to write that as it is. How do we expand it? This is a particular case of where we write a over the first denominator, right? Then plus b over the second denominator because it doesn't match, and plus c over the third denominator because that's different as well. So a, b and c for all three different denominators that we have. What do we do now to get rid of the denominator on the left hand side? We essentially multiplying the entire equation with the denominator that is on the left hand side. So what are we left with? Because that's our LCM. So a only has 1 plus 2x and 2 plus x. B already has 1 plus 2x, so it's only going to have 1 minus x and 2 plus x. C only will have 1 minus x and 1 plus 2x. What am I doing over here? I'm essentially telling you what the denominator is going to introduce into every single fraction's numerator. So that's the denominator, which happens to be the LCM for the entire equation as well. Right? I'm going to write that over here as well, so that it avoids confusion. This is the denominator of the entire expression. So what if I were to multiply this entire equation with this LCM? Okay? 1 minus x, 1 plus 2x and 2 plus x. What will it do? Let me fix that. 2 plus x. What will it do? It will cut out all the expressions in the denominator, right? So we're just going to be left with one straight line, and that's going to be everything in the numerator. I've cut it out. 2 minus x plus 8x square is equals to e into 1 plus 2x into 2 plus x. Simple case of when we introduce a numerator, when we introduce an LCM, whatever is not in the numerator of the fraction, that gets introduced into that particular fraction's numerator. So a did not have, if you notice, a did not have these two things. B did not have 1 minus x and 2 plus x from the LCM, and C did not only have 1 minus x and 1 plus 2x from the LCM. Now what is the problem? We have to find the value of a, b and c. We have to compare the coefficients, but in order to compare the coefficients, there are too many variables. So what we'll do is, we'll suppose for x is equal to negative 2. What will that essentially do? It will get rid of a. Take a look over here. I'm plugging it x is equal to negative 2 for everything wherever you see x. So 1 plus 2 into negative 2 plus bracket 2 minus 2. Now this 2 minus 2 is essential because it will eliminate a. Similarly, 1 minus 2 and 2 plus minus 2, which is 2 minus 2, it will also eliminate b. We are going to be only left with c now. Everywhere that we have x, we're going to plug in negative 2. Why did we choose negative 2? For that particular reason, that it cancels out a or b or any of those three letters. So we noted that a next to a we had a bracket which was 2 plus 2. So we introduced negative see that 0. That 0 will eliminate a. Now notice another thing. This 0 is going to eliminate b. So that's why we particularly choose a number for x which will eliminate at least one of those letters. So we're going to solve for a now. Solve for c now. 0 plus 0, and c is 3 into negative 3, which is negative 9. Let's write it in the next step. So 36 is equal to negative 9c, and c will come out to be negative 4. Slowly and steadily we're finding the values of a, b and c. We have c now. What do? We'll try to make this expression 0. I'll introduce 1 for x is equal to 1. This will eliminate b now. For x is equal to 1, I'm going to copy this entire equation. Copy it and paste it down here so that I don't have to write it again. Unfortunately, you will have to do that. Now I'll introduce the value of x as 1. I'll introduce the value of c as 4. That will eliminate b and c, right? So we'll solve for a. Notice, watch closely. You can forward this part where I'm writing everything down and just jump to the part where I actually find the value. This is simple algebra. b into 1 minus 1. Now that will eliminate b. The value of c is negative 4. Negative 4 into 1 minus 1, 1 plus 2x. Now on the left hand side we're left with 1 plus 8. On the right hand side we're only left with a. A into something, a into 1 plus 2 into 3. Now b will get multiplied with a 0, that will become a 0. C is also getting multiplied with a 0. Coincidentally, it will also become 0. What are we just left with? Just a. 9 is equals to 9a. And if 9a, now if we solve for a, what do we get? A is equals to 9 over 9, which is 1. Now we have the value of a, we have the value of c. Now we'll try to find the value of b. Now what do? We'll plug in x as 0. Why are we plugging that as 0? Because now we don't have any other expression which we can equate to 0. We're just going to plug in a small value of x. 0 does it for us. We have the value of a, you plug that in. We have the value of c, we will plug that in. All those highlighted parts. B we do not have, so we're going to leave b as it is. Watch closely. Wherever we see x, I'm plugging in 0. C we already have negative 4, so negative 4 into 1 minus 0 into 1 plus 2 into 0. Simple stuff. This is not 20, this is 2 into 0. Let me write that again. What does this essentially do? Now we have the value of a and c, we will get the value of b. Take a close look. Plus b into 1 into 2, 1 into 2, minus 4 into, we're going to be solving this expression, so let me give you a recap while I write this down. What's important is, we need to find the value of a, b and c. First of all, you find the LCM of the entire expression, you multiply it, you write that down on the right hand side as well, you multiply the entire equation with that LCM, and then you have one line. We got the value of b as 2, then you have one line. Now what do? You solve expressions in a way that eliminate a, b and c one by one, so that you can find the values of other letters. For instance, if you eliminate a and b, you can find the value of c. If you eliminate b and c, you can find the value of a, so on and so forth. The multiple positive questions in this playlist that will help you do that. Let's jump to part. Let me write this again because this will help us. First of all, let's write the expression again with the value of a, b and c. So here we go, let me paste that. Done. We had the value of a as, I'll have to remember that, can't remember that, let's go up and find that. C was negative 4, b is 2. Let's find the value of a. A is 1. So a is 1 over 1 minus x plus 2 over 1 plus 2x, b is right up there in the screen. C is negative 4 minus 4 over 2 plus x. So these are the partial fractions of the equation or of the expression that we had on the left hand side, right? I can write that down over here, down next to the right hand side that we have on the, here we go. Okay, what do we have next? Obtain the expansion of this in ascending powers of x, including x squared. Now this is very important. We have to go up to the value of x being squared. So let's start with that. Notice I'm writing down the right hand side of the expression of the equation. Label that part 1, part 2 and part 3. For a good reason. अभी ये इतना ज़्यादा expand होगा कि it will not be possible for us to fit it in one page. तो पहले part 1 को expand कर लेते हैं. इस तरह आप ऑफिशियली वर्किंग भी करके आ सकते हो इन योर CIEs। तो हमने 1 माइनस एक्स न्यूमरेटर में ले गए, ठीक है, उसकी पावर -1 हो गई है, उसके ऊपर हमने फॉर्मूला लगा दिया एक्सपेंशन का। एक्सपेंशन का क्या फॉर्मूला है? 1 प्लस एन एक्स प्लस एन इंटू एन माइनस वन एक्स स्क्वायर, ठीक, और एक्स स्क्वायर वाली टर्म तक जाना था ओवर 2 फैक्टोरियल। इसी तरह आगे जाएगी तो 3 फैक्टोरियल 4 फैक्टोरियल, बट इतना आगे नहीं जाता है कभी भी क्वेश्चन। यू सिंपली सॉल्व दिस। I'm not going to go into the detail of the formula over here because a past table की series है, but I'm solving or giving you solutions for past tables. So here we go, x square तक हमने इसको solve कर लिया, right? That's part 1. अब part 2 के लिए ऊपर जाके वही expression ऊपर लेके आते हैं, and let's try that again. मैं इसमें फॉर्मूला फिर रिपीट कर दूंगा। तो आई राइट दैट एक्सप्रेशन अगेन, बट दिस टाइम अराउंड, हाँ ये देखा, मैं डिनोमिनेटर को ऊपर लिख रहा हूँ, उसकी पावर नेगेटिव क्या हो जाएगी? -1. So we have write this down first ताकि बार बार बोलना ना पड़े। फॉर्मूला फॉर बाइनोमियल एक्सपेंशन, वन प्लस एक्स रेज़ टू पावर n, which is the entire case over here, 1 plus nx plus n into n minus 1 x square over 2 factorial. अगला क्या होगा? n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 x cube over 3 factorial and so on and so forth. अब आप नोट करो x क्या है जो ब्रैकेट के अंदर सेकेंड टर्म है, n क्या है उसकी पावर। लेट मी राइट दैट क्लियरली। This video will take another 6 to 7 minutes. You can forward this to the part where you get the answer. This is expansion of it. Okay. N into n minus 1, sorry, -1 into -1 minus 1 x square, which is 2x ka square over 2 factorial. Since the question said we have to go up to this, we have to expand up till the term including x square, so we stop there. 1 minus 2x. यहाँ पे स्टूडेंट्स यूजली जल्दबाजी करते हैं और मल्टीपल स्टेप्स एक साथ करते हैं। डू नॉट डू दैट फॉर मेजर रीज़न। यू डूइंग प्योर मैथ्स P3 है, तो इसमें जितने स्टेप्स दिखाएं इट्स नॉट अ प्रॉब्लम। Now part 3. Let's go up there and bring that expression down over here. It's a little tricky. 4 over 2 plus x. Now 2 plus x is going to come in the numerator, but the formula is only applicable when we have 1 plus x raised to power n. Right? ठीक है, 2 पे तो फॉर्मूला बनता ही नहीं है, अप्लाई नहीं होता। तो what will we do? We need to get rid of this 2 somehow. Let me reiterate this. Students forget to change the first or this particular term to 1. So if we were to take 2 as common, what would that do? It's going to have 3 effects. Take a close look. 1, it went outside. Secondly, it made 2 a 1. Third, it made x over 2. This is the second most important thing. Do not end up multiplying -4 with 2 and say it's -8. That's 2 still has a power of -1. So essentially that's 2 raised to power -1, which will eventually become 1 over 2. 1 over x raised to power 1 over x over 2 raised to power -1. So that's -4 over 2 or times 1 over 2. 1 plus x over 2 raised to power -1. It doesn't get any more difficult than this. This is one of the toughest most questions of expansions. So we have -2, 1 plus x over 2 raised to power negative 1. This is where we can start applying the formula 1 plus n, which is negative 1, x, which is x over 2 in this case, plus n minus n into n minus 1, negative 1, x square, which is x over 2 ka square, because x represents the second term, over 2 factorial. It's very important, that's why I'm raising things again and again, that your writing should be clear and concise, clear to read. 1 minus x over 2 plus negative 1 into negative 2. See how I'm breaking down every single step, I'm not hurrying through it, because that's what A-level maths is all about. Because once you start hurrying through the question, start messing things up, your answer is gone. Notice I only wrote x square. Why? Because x over 2, the 2 in the denominator would have become a 4 and would have gone down in the denominator again. It got multiplied with 2 factorial, तो मैं इसको directly कर दिया. I'm pretty sure you can handle. मैं ये एक्सप्लेन भी कर रहा हूँ. ये 2 स्क्वायर जो है ये 4 नीचे चला गया, ठीक है, फैक्टोरियल के साथ लग गया. 2 फैक्टोरियल का होता है 2 into 1. 3 फैक्टोरियल का होता है 3 into 2 into 1. 2 फैक्टोरियल is as good as writing 2. What do we do next? Simply solve this. 1 minus x over 2. इसका it's hardly going to end another 1 or 2 minutes. We're very close to the answer. X square over 4. If you notice हमारे तीनों part 1, part 2, part 3 के आंसर्स किस में आए हुए हैं? X square में. Now what does the question say? मैं zoom out कर दी so that you can see all three workings. Question says, let me combine all three of them. This is part 1's expansion. Let me bring down part 2's expansion as well. This is part 2's expansion that I'm copying. Right? Let's bring that down over here. Because do not forget what's happening at the end of the day. जो partial fractions हमने बनाई थी, उस expression को हम expand कर रहे हैं up to the power x square. तो हमने part 1, part 2, part 3 में divide कर लिया. अब उनकी जो आंसर्स आए थे उनको अलग-अलग ऐड कर लेते इकट्ठे. वैसे तो वो चलता रहता, क्यूब भी होता, x to power 4 भी होता, बट हमने सिर्फ आंसर कहाँ तक देना था? x स्क्वायर तक. हम तीनों के हमने एक्सप्रेशन उठाए और उनको कंबाइन किया. प्लस मैं लिख रहा हूँ जहाँ पे पार्ट 1 की वर्किंग एंड हो रही है, पार्ट 2 की स्टार्ट हो रही है, इसलिए रेड में लिख रहा हूँ, सॉरी. अब रेड में लिखने के बाद ये पार्ट 3 की एक्सपेंशन भी मैं लिख के कॉपी करके पेस्ट करूँ आगे. एंड वी गोना एंड अप adding them all up. So that's going to be expansion up to x square. Let me realign that. Here we go. Plus 2x over 2. Yeah, we can cancel out the 2's. It will only be x. Plus x square over minus x square over 2. What do we do now? Do not forget combining like terms. There are a couple of x squares, there are a couple of 2's, a couple of just x's. Combine them. जो कर लिया उसके ऊपर टिक लगाते जाओ. That avoids confusion. ये x's सारे combine कर लिए, उनको टिक लगा दो. Miss out नहीं करना. At the end of the day, A-level teacher, A-level examiner can be harsh कि जी इस level पे आके भी छोटी छोटी गलतियाँ क्यों कर रहे हैं. They can cut out all your marks. We have constants together, x's together, x squares together, सारे कार्ड भी दिए. Now I know I've written down everything. Let's solve this. 1 plus x minus 4x plus x would be minus 2x, and this might involve taking LCM, or we can plug this into a calculator. Let's see. 9x square minus x square over 2. You can take the LCM, it will become 1 minus 2x plus 18x square minus x square over 2. And that will become 17x square over 2. 1 minus 2x plus 17x square over 2. Do not rush it. O levels में इस तरह काम चल रहा था. Do not rush it in A levels. This is your answer.